What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome to a vlog for you guys. I've asked you guys for some questions on Twitter and Facebook. If you want to follow me on Twitter or Facebook, guys, check the links below. They'll be in the description. It's twitter.com/NepentheZ and facebook.com/NepoMonster. And I asked from you guys for some questions and you delivered several hundred, if not close to 1,000 questions. So I've picked out some of the best ones that I want to answer. And yeah, let's get into them. So that's a pretty interesting question, how long I spend a day on videos. It genuinely depends on the video that I make for that day. For example, something like a pack opening could spend something from like 10 minutes to even up to 3 or 4 hours, which sounds crazy. But the pack opening I did yesterday on Friday for the team of the season, it took me such a long time, sorry, for the team of the week, it took me such a long time to get the player in the pack that I was sitting there for a good 2 or 3 hours opening a whole bunch of packs, editing out the crap, and then putting together the good ones. And it's such a simple video. Then you get some of the videos, you know, like Race to Division 1. I mean, it takes, to get 2 games per day, it takes, you know, maybe 40 minutes to an hour to get the gameplay, depending on how long it takes to find the game, anything, you know, going on in between and such. But in general, a couple of hours for that, and then maybe like 30 to 45 minutes editing, and then commentary, and then like 15 minutes to render maximum, usually around like 5 or 10 minutes, and then like, you know, 10 minutes to upload as well. So even for a video that short, like 4 or 5 minutes long, you're probably looking at a grand total of like 2 to 3 hours total time from when starting to finishing. But then you get some videos that are super simple. You literally just play the games, cut the goals, and commentate over it, which is essentially what the R2D1 is a little bit, and they don't take too much time. But there are a few videos that take a long time. Like, believe it or not, when I did the pack comparison where I compared the 5k packs to the 7.5k packs, that took me ages. The amount of time I spent just working out facts and figures and numbers and return on investments and percentages and stuff, and getting those in graphic form and making sure that they were synchronized with the commentary and stuff. That was tough. Like, that took me days to do that sort of video, and people would just assume that it's just openings and packs, which is just easy. But yeah, that took a long time. So it really does depend on the video as to how long it takes to make it. Do I play any musical instruments? So I've actually been learning guitar for about 4 years. This is what I've got. So I think some of the best stuff that's come along with my channel success is the people that I've met have been great. You know, I've met a lot of friends through YouTube. I speak to a lot of guys on a daily basis through YouTube because of doing YouTube, but also just having fans and subscribers. Like, some of you don't like being called fans, some of you like being called fans. Having that is hella interesting, you know. It's funny to be able to always talk to someone. Like, no matter what time of the day it is, no matter what I'm doing, I can just throw out a tweet and there'll be someone there to reply. I think having that kind of companionship all the time is a huge factor. But I'd say the absolute best thing about being successful on YouTube is definitely building the friendships that I have built. So I actually find this to be a super interesting question. I obviously couldn't dictate or decide how it will affect YouTube with 2nd gen consoles, but of course not too much information on the Xbox 360 has been released yet. There has been a fair bit of information on the PS4 that has been released. Sorry, the Xbox, I called it the Xbox 360, didn't I? It's not even called that. I don't even know what it's called at this stage. I don't think anyone does. But yeah, it's like, the PS4 is going to have a live stream feature, which means anyone can live stream, and which means anyone can take that video from a live stream and put it onto YouTube. So I think what it will do is it will, even more than has already been done, flood YouTube with creators. That could be seen as a good thing or a bad thing. It could be a bad thing just because there's just going to be so much competition out there that if you're not already established, you're going to have next to no chance to getting established. And I mean, already now it's super, super tough. You know, I'm talking like super tough. If you were to start today, I would say give it like 2 years of trying. And if then it doesn't work, then I'd say maybe it's time you looked at something else. But at the same time, it's going to make a lot more content creators. And that means that maybe we'll unearth a few gems. Maybe there'll be a few people that we don't know about that don't have the ability to upload, edit, record and things like that, that could just be gods at live streaming, and they could become, you know, well-known names through it. So it could, I think mainly it's going to have a negative effect on people starting out, which is a shame. Because some people do deserve that opportunity, some people do deserve that chance, but a lot of people just do it for what they can gain out of it, and that's not what YouTube's about. YouTube's not about what you can get; it's about what you can give to others. And I think there's a lot of selfish people out there on YouTube at the moment. But yeah, that's my answer for that one. Sorry, what was the question? Okay, so there are quite a few important factors to becoming a YouTuber. You know, I talked briefly about this in one of the other questions, which was, do you think the new consoles will change YouTube too much? But to become a successful YouTuber, the funniest thing is that you have to not be looking for success. When you don't start YouTube looking to become the next PewDiePie or the next KSI or the next Pro Syndicate or the next Jenna Marbles, it's not going to happen. Look to be you. Post content on YouTube that suits you, that you enjoy making, that you would enjoy to see. The best thing to do, like I would say, is look at something. What do you want out of YouTube? What do you go for out of YouTube? For me, it's covers, it's gaming, it's fun facts and things like that. And so I look at those sort of things and I think to myself, where could I improve that? What could I do to improve that? And I see a lot of people out there that have started doing something that they obviously love to do and there's a gap in the market for, and they don't know how to market themselves properly, or they don't know how to work YouTube properly, and so they miss out. So I think in terms of what do you need to become a successful YouTuber, you need a bright mind, you need to think creative, you need to think outside of the box, but you need to be true to what you want to do. There's no point playing a game or uploading videos of something that you don't believe in, that you're not interested in, just because you think it's going to get views and because you think it will be trending, because people will see through that instantly. People will know what you're trying to do, they won't appreciate it, and they won't watch your videos for it. If you upload something that you invested time into, that you care about, something that you do on a daily basis, you know, then I think over time, if you've got a talent, if you've got something there, people will watch you. And a lot of it is to do with the voice, enunciation, pronunciation, although I'm terrible at pronouncing names. I don't think many people make it if they've got like a really, really bad voice, or if people can't understand them per se. I don't think people make it if they're not educated on what they're talking about. You know, everyone makes mistakes, no doubt about it. Me probably more than most. You know, I make a hell of a lot of mistakes in my videos. It's something that me as a person and as a YouTuber, I look to work on, and I look to try and change in my life and in my YouTube career. I look to try and eradicate those mistakes from my videos. But we all still make mistakes. But always make sure you're educated on what you're talking about and on what you're trying to speak to your viewers about. Because if you go in there all guns blazing, not knowing what the hell is going on, people just aren't going to want to watch that. So I'd say the number one rule to what you need to become a successful YouTuber is just you. You just need to be comfortable within you. Just be yourself and do not try and be anyone else.
It's a shameful thing, lost her head, a careless man who could wind up dead. You're
So my house tour is one of those things that's a bit difficult right now. I've explained why before, and the reason why is because I'm actually moving soon. As soon as somebody buys my house, I'll be moving into central London, whereas I'm like a little bit out at the moment. I'm actually in Essex right now. So once somebody buys my house, I'll be moving. So the house is a bit of a mess. I've got stuff packed up and like an empty room, and it's not pleasing on the eye. I don't think people would enjoy seeing my house. You'd probably look at it and think that's just like every other house. However, when I move house, for example, the wall I'm looking at, right, I've got 2 screens on the wall and one space where there used to be a screen, which is there, but you can't see that. And then I've got like a wooden frame on the wall, which was going to be a false wall to cover the TV screens and make it look like the screens were built into the wall. And it's just something I never got around to finishing. And I don't want to show you guys that because it's shit. But once I move house, before I actually move into the house, I'll make sure the house gets padded out properly. Looks like a proper palace, like a god's house, a god's gaming house. And then I'll do the house tour. So in the next, just as soon as someone buys my house, so come and buy my house and then you'll get a house tour quicker. As for making videos for Yap4, would love to make videos for them. Cannot wait.
Shake this up, you fakers, stop winning horrible lyrics, state your guts. These fab cartels, straight take this up. I hate those Americans, but I'm making bucks. I'll rate these sluts, but please don't make me touch these dodgy mingers. I can rap like another bait bitch trapped by that fat kid podgy figures. I'll drop these bitches, but you know me, you know I'll rape us honestly and turn out just like Snakey Man. Another channel you fake thugs wanna be. These fake thugs wanna be G-Fab.
So guys, that is the end of the Q&A. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I tried something a little bit different with it this time around. I can imagine a lot of people are going to be like, oh my god, why are you copy KSI? But yeah, I mean, I'm quite a sarcastic person in general, and I don't really put that across in my videos too much because it offends quite a lot of people, believe it or not. But hopefully you guys took this in the manner it was intended. It's intended a bit of a serious Q&A, a bit of a jokey Q&A. Hopefully you enjoyed the extra bits that I put in there. If you did, guys, be sure to leave a like rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. The links are in the description below, as is the subscribe button. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.